stay with Track Alerts TV by clicking the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to make sure you get all our races, interviews, and exclusive content. And don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Okay, let's move to Sandie Morris, world indoor champion, amongst all her other attributes. But Sandie, like Donovan, you've yet to win at Millrose. What is going on?
I guess it's
This
just
young
the
lady
toughest
has.
meet to win.
It's the toughest meet to win, is it?
Oh man, well, so I came here in 2018, and unfortunately I was dealing with some back problems,
Right.
which I still deal with, and I feel like every athlete has their injury that they kind of have to deal with throughout their career. Everybody has something. If not, I'm jealous. So I'm just happy to be back and feel healthy. I have opened my season at a home meet, and I think that this is going to be a super fun way to get my season kicked off, because there's nothing like what I like about indoor tracks is the audience is right there with you, and especially here when you've sold out the stadium. I can't wait for that because I really feed off the audience. I love the interactions. I just love to be able to like high five little kids and see people's faces after you make a bar, or go back and watch video and see their face while you make the bar. That's my favorite. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really fun thing for me. I'm excited.
What did you open up with in Arkansas? Feet and inches, because most of us only understand
Yes,
feet
sorry.
and inches.
Feet and inches is 15.6.
Which is in meters.
471.
And were you pleased with that?
Yeah, that's a pretty good opener. I wasn't super hyped about it, but I had an interesting scenario to deal with. So given the circumstances, I was pretty happy with my jump.
Interesting scenario.
So we did a mixed competition,
Okay.
and so my friend Andrew Irwin is a pole
Right.
vaulter also. He hadn't entered the competition yet, so I was only getting 2 minutes between each jump, and I was the only one jumping.
Oh, that's
So
not right, is
I
it?
was pretty tired.
That's just not right.
So it was a different, you never know what challenges are going to present themselves in any given competition. It could be weather, it could be, I don't know, someone heckling you from the stands, heckling you, I don't know.
Heckling you?
Heckling.
Oh my goodness me.
I couldn't think
Never
of anything
happened
else.
in New York, would it? When you practice, I mean, do you jump as high or higher in practice than you do in competition?
That's a really kind of ambiguous question to ask a pole vaulter, because we don't typically jump at bars in training.
Okay.
I've never cleared a higher bar in training than I have in practice, but I feel like every pole vaulter can say I have jumped higher in training, I think, because it was a bungee. So we usually train with bungees, and when you hit it, it's not going to fall down. It's a stretchy cord. But I think I have, yes. I feel pretty confident to say that, but I feel like most pole vaulters can, because you can take as many jumps as you want. You're in a relaxed scenario. Often we'll have outdoor training sessions when we've got a sunny day, a tailwind, and you'd be surprised how rare that is to get an outdoor meet with perfect conditions. Never happens.
Doha?
That happened to be one of them, and I was very happy about that.
Tell me about that, because air-conditioned outdoor track, I can only imagine what that's like.
Okay, so everybody was so concerned about the outdoor track being air-conditioned and the temperature being wrong. It was perfect. So I don't know what the temperature was outside the stadium. I mean, probably 100 degrees and 1,000,000% humidity. It was terrible for training because leading up to it, we were training in the humidity outside of the stadium, and all of us were dying. Like, you look across the track, and the most athletic people on the planet are like, they like can't breathe because we don't have gills. So we get in the stadium, and it was just perfect because they air conditioned it down to 78, which was great. I thought it was perfect. There was no wind. Someone said something about the air conditioners making wind. I'm like, no, stop. Like, don't put that in anybody's heads. But it was finally a scenario where at a World Championships, like, we weren't fighting conditions. And sometimes, or most times, that determines who the winner is going to be, is who can handle the conditions the best outdoor season. But in Doha, it was about focus on the vault. Jump as high as you can.
Donovan's talked about retiring, becoming a wide receiver in a couple of years. So what's your plans for the future, Sandi?
Well, I don't see any wide receiver in my future.
No?
But I don't know. A lot of people know about my love for animals. And I always say, I joke, that I'm going to disappear into the mountains and raise goats.
What does your husband think about that?
He says, do you have enough money to buy me a helicopter to come visit you? Or he could live on the goat farm with me, but he's more of a city boy.
Uh-huh. And there's some distance between you and your husband at the moment, isn't there?
Yes, so my husband and I, we got married in October, but he lives in Austin, Texas, and I live in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We dated for 3 years before we got married, and we've done distance the whole time. And I think it's great. I have a husband on the weekends, and I'm by myself, and I can do whatever I want during the week. It's great.
Perfect scenario for a long-lasting marriage, isn't it?
It is the key to a happy marriage.
Thank you, Sandi.
Thank you.
So now alongside me, she needs no introduction, does she really? But our cover girl of the program, Ajee Wilson. She'd like 15 to 20 copies just for her mother, okay? 80? Oh, it's up to 80 now? Goodness. Ajee, you are family at the Armory. When did you first start running at the Armory?
Probably maybe when I was like 11-ish.
11, yeah.
When I first started, we'd come up here for meets. I did the Colgate Women's Games, which was here last weekend, but we hadn't moved here yet. We were still in Pratt Institute.
Right.
Yeah.
When did you first win a race?
At the Armory?
Yeah, or anywhere for that matter.
I think maybe my parents and I used to race like every year. It was our thing. We would go to the track and we would race our parents, and every year they would burn us. And one year I remember I beat my mom, and that was probably the first race that I won.
How did your mum react to that?
She stopped racing me. My dad kept racing me for another like 6 years until well through high school. We'd still like race 5Ks together.
And when you first started really competing, you were a miler, really.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be my thing. I thought I was going to be a miler for sure.
We thought when we watched you in the Millrose High School mile, we thought you were going to win that, but it wasn't to be.
Oh,
but you've made up for it since.
Yes. I think that was the last year that I was at Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
That I did the mile. I got third. Yeah, the mile's a tough animal, for sure.
So is it in the horizon another year or two? We keep hearing about this, but...
I know. I don't know when exactly, but at some point moving up and taking on that challenge, I'm definitely
You're not going to do a Donovan Brazier and become a wide receiver either, are you?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
No. What's it like being Diamond League champion, the American record holder, indoors and out? How do you deal with that? Because by nature, I always get the impression you're reserved, rather like Ray Flynn, you know, your agent. But how do you deal with that? Do you feel pressure because of that, or?
I don't really feel pressure going into races. I think it's more just like interacting, even if it's with like family or at events like this, and just getting nervous. With this, I don't know, it's just weird sometimes in that regard. But when it comes to racing, I think when I first started, it was definitely like pressure. Okay, well, now I have to do good, and now it's a matter of, I look at it, okay, I'm expected to do well, but I expect that of myself too. So it kind of just melts it away.
How do you stay calm before a race? Do you play any particular music? What do you do?
So as I'm getting ready, I have a song on repeat. It's I Was Here by Beyonce. That's my go-to. But
Okay.
when I'm warming up and getting ready to race, it's just pretty quiet. I don't listen to music. When I get to the track, I take my little power nap, and then I get up and I start my warm-up and just get ready.
How long does your warm-up take?
Maybe like an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Goodness. That's further than Donovan runs on any given day.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Our long run's like 10 to 11, so I'm like, I missed those 6-7 days.
Now, you should know that Ajee trains outside. So this weather is nothing to you, is it, outside
Yeah.
now?
No.
Derek Thompson, your coach, insists no indoor training for you. Outdoors, babies, wind, rain, or snow, or whatever.
Yes. I think if there was a facility close to us that we kind of had access to, we would go to. But my coach is a retired mailman, 25 years, and their motto is rain, sleet, hail, snow, the mail must go, something like that. So he's like, if we can deliver in it, then we'll be out here training. Yep.
Do you see yourself competing for a few years yet?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay. And what will you do afterwards, after your career? What are you likely to do with your life?
I don't know. I'm figuring that out as I go along, kind of just seeing. I think once I graduated college, I kind of just took some time to really focus on track and not having any distractions. So now I'm like, okay, I'm probably on my last little bit, so I need to just start having more experiences and see what excites me and what I'm passionate about to figure out what my next step is after this.
Won't be a farm of goats.
No.
No.
No football, no goats, maybe a few dogs.
A few dogs? Okay.
Maybe like 2 dogs, yeah.
Do you have animals at the moment?
I have one dog, but I kind of joke that he's my mom's dog now. His
Okay.
name's Zeus, and I got him in high school for running 204. My parents made a bet with me. If you run this time, what do you want? So I said, I want a puppy. And I ran the time, and I got a puppy.
Coming back to tomorrow's race, when you see the field, do you look at who the field is, and do you analyze the way they run? We know you're going to start off in the lead anyway, but I mean, do you look at the field and think about who will make what move when? How do you assess the competition? Or do you just focus on yourself?
I look at the field, and I look at who's in it, and it's kind of just a matter of, I know she's going to run. I know she's tough. That kind of sizing up. But I rely on my coach to kind of give me a plan of, all right, this is what you should expect, because he's truly a student of our event, everybody's events. He could tell you stats about all you guys out the back of his hand. So I kind of just rely on him to do the homework.
And when does he last speak to you to give you advice? The night before? The morning of?
No, right before I go out to check in.
Wow.
I'll give last minute.
So you don't get a chance to sleep on it, do you?
Well, I think usually throughout the week leading up to it, or even sometimes months, it's just little things to watch out for. I think more so just focusing on what my plan is, and then at the last second, it's kind of just bringing everything together, so it's not too hard to put it together when I get on the track. Yeah.
Very nice, RJ. Okay, Donovan, Sandi, and RJ, thank you. You will go and go seat over there, and we'll bring the next 4 up. Media, you can't talk to them yet.
Stay with Track Alerts TV by clicking the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to make sure you get all our races, interviews, and exclusive content. And don't forget to like, comment, and share.